Hello and welcome, folks, as M2 Soccer live from the RREC. That's the Rio Rancho Event Center, and we are so glad that you can join us today on this broadcast. The New Mexico Runners, the indoor soccer team entering their 5th season, and the El Paso Rhinos FC, they are entering their very opening season. This is their first game, official game, in their M2 careers, well, as a team. And so it will be interesting to see how things run out. They have had an exhibition game already this season. So in that exhibition game, they lost 10-8 to the Amarillo Bombers. The Bombers, of course, are one of the top 2 teams in the Midwest from last season. So a 10-8 score, remember, it's an exhibition, but that's a good start for a club making their opening as a team. It will be very important for them to get, off on a good note as an organization. They will want that win. The New Mexico Runners, of course, as we take a look at those blue jerseys of the Rhinos, the New Mexico Runners, of course, entering their 5th season. They have gotten 4 wins in each of their seasons so far. They're going to want a bigger splash. The goal this year, according to principal owner Andres Trujillo, they want to make the playoff run. Everybody wants to make the playoff run. They were off to a good start last season. They had 3 wins right out of the gates, but unfortunately for them, they had the injury bug bite. And once that injury bug bite, they were literally starting their head coach, Coach Familetta, as a player on the field, primarily in special teams, but he did become the oldest player to score in an M2 Arena soccer match, and we'll see if that works out. A little bit from what they've told me this season, talking to Coach Familetta, of course, they're all looking really healthy. They are potentially missing 1 or 2 players to begin the season, but they should be back pretty soon for them. And, a full roster, when you look at how many players they have on the roster, they've got just a ton of guys out there, and the biggest question for them when we talk about that roster is how they replace the scoring of last year's Golden Boot winner, Murshad Ahmadi. He's left. He's over in Wichita now, and the man that they are tapping to take over that spot for them, it's Jaime Rodriguez. Rodriguez led the team in scoring back in their first season. He played a little bit in their second season as well, but Jaime Rodriguez, he's back. He's a guy that can put the ball in the goal, and now it looks like they're going to be introducing the players down on the pitch, so we will step aside for the player introductions.
Are you ready to kick off season podcast? I can hear you. 24, a forward, Chivas Rodriguez. And our substitutes, number 12, a midfielder, Austin Snyder. Number 4, a defender, Colton Ford. Number 26, a defender, Nick Cashmere. Number 1, midfielder, Ed Orespa. Number 6, a midfielder, Josh Garcia. Number 25, a forward, Nick Legendary. Number 16, a defender, Mario Latase. Number 20, a defender, Rob Leonard. Number 7, a midfielder, Hernandez Jaime. Number 15, a forward, Michael Stevens. And our bench staff, head coach, Steve Calaretta, assistant coach, Nick Calaretta, and our manager, Terry Soeda. All right, ladies and gentlemen, please rise to your feet and remove your hats for our prayer and national anthem for tonight's game. Walking out the flag today is the Rio Rancho United Soccer Club kids. And now, to say a prayer this evening, introducing Pastor Richard Mansfield from New Beginnings Church.
That was great. The Apostle Paul tells us in 1 Corinthians chapter 9 that all athletes are disciplined in their training, and they do it to win a prize. He goes on to say, so I run with purpose in every step, and I discipline my body like an athlete, training it to do what it should. Heavenly Father, we thank you so much for this wonderful day. Another season, Lord God, of the New Mexico Runners and indoor soccer. Thank you for Mr. Andre Trujillo and his vision and commitment to bring this amazing sport here to New Mexico. We thank you for the New Mexico community that supports it greatly. Father, we welcome you and ask your covering over these men that are going to be kicking it hard. They've trained hard, they've worked hard. Now let them play hard. And God, we just pray a covering over them, that they work hard with great sportsmanship and do whatever it takes to win under that covering. We thank you, Lord, and we pray that you watch over them. Let us have an amazing time. Let this be an amazing season of the New Mexico Runners. That, Lord, we will end up
performance is by Malia Baca, a junior at Cleveland High School. Remain standing while the colors exit the field.
All right, welcome back to the broadcast itself. And Leah Baca, great national anthem right there. Always fun to see some of the youth and all the people that are involved here. That's really what everything is about, is the involvement of the community. Speaking of which, there's Greg Hull, the mayor of Rio Rancho, New Mexico, out here to bring the official game ball in. So the New Mexico runners are wearing their home blacks. If you did not get a chance to visit the press conference, or you're seeing them for the first time, they've got those jerseys that are clad in all the different things New Mexico. So on the jerseys themselves, there's road runners, there's scorpions, there's Route 66, there's balloons, there's pines on them, there's, I mean, just about everything you can imagine. I believe there was sopapillas or tortillas on there as well. There's yuccas. There's aliens for the folks down south in Roswell. Really exciting, really fun, the options on the jerseys this year, and El Paso clad in their light blue away jerseys. A natural rivalry, as it looks like there's a rhino on the jerseys as well, but a natural rivalry, Albuquerque and El Paso. You just got to come up and down I-25. It's not really that far, and folks in New Mexico and El Paso love to see these matchups. It's great to see a club springing up in M2 in El Paso now. For the runners, the question is, can they make the debut for the El Paso Rhinos a bad one? Start off, we've already got one game in the books here in Major Arena Soccer League 2. The Wichita Wings and the Amarillo Bombers faced off. The Wichita Wings came up on top in that match. Nate Yeager is switching into a red jersey. As you see right there, the goalkeeper for the El Paso Rhinos. That is Moises Munoz. He's also wearing the red, but Yeager, the goalkeeper jerseys for the New Mexico Runners are light blue with green and red chilies all over them. Delicious looking. With the light blues of the El Paso Rhinos, Nate Yeager will be in the red today. See right there, Jaime Rodriguez. We talked about how he is back on the team. Benjamin Rogers at the very front. Vincent Aragon on the far side of your shot. Aaron Rivera here welcoming you to this broadcast of Major Arena Soccer League 2 from Rio Rancho, New Mexico, the city of vision. And we should get a vision of some great soccer today. Opening day in M2. As they are trying to get the fans psyched up here at the Rio Rancho Event Center. Jaime Rodriguez in the middle. As well, Froylin Ramirez, Nate Yeager in goal, Benjamin Rogers, Daniel Sanchez out there to round out the side for the New Mexico Runners. Rodriguez gets it started, ball into the hands of Froylin Ramirez. They're going for a quick attack, and it's shut down by Moises Munoz. Dancing around with it, there's another tuck in, and Munoz with another big save as Froylin Ramirez almost set up another one. Vincent Aragon chips it across the goal. And the action is already rolling quickly at the Rio Rancho Event Center. Jaime Rodriguez, that one is stolen away, and now El Paso are on the attack. That one taken by Israel Balderas. Ball back into the hands of Jose Jacobo. Those two will pass it back and forth in the defensive zone. So the light blue jerseys, there are Rhino tracks on them as well. Cutting inside with this ball. Now it's a little bit more measured of an offensive start for the Rhinos as that one hits the top. Nate Yeager not going after it. Ball caught up in the corner, and we will have the first goal kick of the game. I mean, we're already just 1 minute in. Each team has already taken shots. Ball chipped forward, looking for the substitute, Vincent Aragon. Pardon me, not the substitute. It's Benjamin Rogers got it up to him. First line still in there for the Runners. They cross that one slowly. Moises Munoz will get that one off the corner kick. El Paso makes some changes into the offensive zone. Also see, looks like Jackson Rogers, or pardon me, that one will go cross goal. That was actually Nick Legendre checking in. Legendre is the one who just touched that ball. He plays over at Notre Dame as the first, oh no, not on target right there. I thought that was going to be the first shot on goal for Javier Cardosa and the El Paso Rhinos. Up to Colton Oord. A little bit of space opened up for Josh Garcia. Josh came on pretty strong at the end of last season, got himself a couple of good goals as things went along. That was Luan Silva with the ball. El Paso chipping it forward into the legs of Edgar Perez. Turn, shoot, and Yeager with the first stop, but the first goal goes into the legs of number 15, Edgar Perez. First shot on that was Mario Arrieta, but Edgar Perez notches a goal here just beyond 2 minutes into the game. Take a look at that one again.
Mom, have you thought about what?
Sorry about that. Little technical difficulty, and this could be an odd man break for the Rhinos. It's Arrieta again. El Paso still possessing it. Oord will chase that ball into the back. He's sporting a pretty sweet mustache. You can see that right there. The mustache looking thick. Man who works up in the East Mountains. On the throw-in, Legendre cutting that ball back around. Legendre gets it over to Josh Garcia. Legendre can't get it before Moises Munoz The runners are making good inroads early in this game. They just can't get that right shot in. Mario Arrieta. Nice steal away coming from Edward Oropesa, pardon me. Still in the way, though, back in the defense by Santa Cruz. Runners trying to break that. Santa Cruz punches that one forward. Not really a lot of room for Luis Quinones. Slide it off the board. Good diving play by Ord. He's kept that ball away from the legs of Quinones. Paso will move that ball in, and we've got some changes in the lines. Froylan Ramirez will restart this. Ramirez up to Daniel Sanchez. So we're back to this first line for the runners. He'll kick it straight to the tall boards. Turn around. Can he get the lane to shoot? Poked out by Vincent Aragon. Aragon bouncing it around. There's the opportunity. Oh, we've got a foul, and I think that's going to be a penalty as it's in the arc. It will indeed be from the spot. Let's take a look at this one again. Pardon me. We are still ironing things out. It is opening week here. To take the shot will be Jaime Rodriguez. On the penalty shot, can Jaime notch this one in? Jaime ties the game. Rodriguez, first game back with the runners and already a goal to his name. New Mexico runners' first goal of the game is presented by First Impressions Incorporated. And Jaime Rodriguez getting that goal here in the fourth minute. So the El Paso runners, or the El Paso Rhinos now with the ball in hand. And this could be a steal away. Not a lot of space there for Jaime. He's able to somehow get his feet, though. Jaime under duress. It's the odd man break to the outside. They push the ball to Daniel Sanchez. Sanchez trying to level it back inside. No good as the ball into the legs of Portillo. That one hits the top bar. So close. Shot in and stopped up in the middle. That's Froylan Ramirez, the defender on the play. It will go straight out of play. And the runners will substitute in some fresh faces. Nicholas Kashmir checking in here in the back, as well as Nick Legendre coming in. I see Edward Oropesa. The wall right now includes Josh Garcia as well as the others I've mentioned. So at the top of the arc, the free kick. They'll slide it out. A couple of good directions as the Rhinos get it beyond the yellow line. Yeager makes a big block. Ord will cross that one. It will roll its way past the yellow lines. Back to Munoz. And a big stop by Nate Yeager on the play. I like the option, though, that El Paso went with. They tried to roll it around to be in the corner and take that odd angle shot. The man who took the shot for them was Israel Balderas. El Paso. Defense trying to close in on them. This one's into the legs of Perez. Back to Perez. And ripped out for Marquez. El Paso tried to cross it through. Legendre gets there. Legendre on the odd angle shot. No foul on the play. And it'll be Munoz who picks it up. Ord will be chasing after Edgar Perez. The legs of Jose Jacobo. Ooh, good interception by Josh. No, Garcia couldn't hold on to it for too long. Christian Marquez flips it forward. Into the legs of Cardosa. Not a ton of space for Kashmir. Back to Ord. Ord, reflection pass to himself. Can't handle it. Runners vastly outnumber the Rhinos in the offensive zone. Up to Josh Garcia. Oropesa. Ord. Colton will give it back to his deep man, Nicholas Kashmir. Kashmir gets his way around the defender, Arrieta. Little space? No. As looks like Jaime Rodriguez has checked back in here. Slid back up for Jaime Rodriguez. Rodriguez tries the heel kick inside. Good defense on the play. I believe that was Quinones. Out there right now, Pedro Castañeda. Castañeda gives it off. Ball into Luan Silva. Luan Silva cuts across the center line. And back behind it. Quinones. Fed back to Enrique Chuca. Chuca. Intercepted by Vincent Aragon. Aragon lost on the pass. That was Rogers. No. Benjamin Rogers still after that ball, and Munoz will get it. It slides out of the keeper zone, so he's going to have to keep the ball on the ground. To Luan Silva. Silva looks into the runner line. Jaime Rodriguez trying to poke that ball away. Turned around a few different ways by Arrieta and stolen off by Rogers, only to lose it finally as he took a little bit of a body there. We are beyond halfway here in the opening quarter, and it's 1-1 for the two sides. A little bit of an opening. Slowed down, like the play on that one defensively by Froylan Ramirez. Crossed by Rogers. Back here to Vincent Aragon. Aragon, he steadies the ball. He'll turn it back around. Aragon sets up the shot by Rogers to the corner, but Munoz on top of that ball. Some great saves by Munoz so far. Moises Munoz on this El Paso side. El Paso cutting it around towards the middle. There's dangerous plays out there. There was Pedro Castañeda. It's now being slid back still by Castañeda. He's able to get around his opposite number. Castañeda on the give and go. Nate Yeager rips it out of the sky. Nate Yeager going straight at goal. Turned around. Oh, just missed. Nick Legendre, who, by the way, is a New Mexico high school soccer state champion. Ooh. Some fans got an up-close and personal look at that ball. You see them waving right there as Nate Yeager just launched that one into the stands. Made sure everybody's okay down there, and the two sides are heading for a timeout. As they take a timeout, so will we. You're watching this New Mexico Runners broadcast of Major Arena Soccer League 2.
Mom, have you thought about whether you want to be buried or cremated when, you know?
Oh, don't make a fuss over me. Just stick me out there between Floppy and Mr. Meow.
Crown molding throughout the kitchen, and wait until you see this son of a... Are you kidding me, man? You don't live here anymore.
I'm just trying to be a good son!
I don't care. Get out of the yard.
No, get out of there!
You can't avoid your funeral. Pre-plan and take the burden off someone else.
Shots on goal, 3 for the runners. They have the Rhinos listed at 5. I think that's just in general 5 shots. It will be that free kick from the top. El Paso setting up in essentially a box formation. Down here. Got it to Castañeda. Oh, good peel away. It bounces off the top of the wall. That's a nice bounce for Nicholas Kashmir. Kashmir tries to pound it in. Legendre trying to chase after it as well. That ball caught up in the corner. Legendre scoops it out, but it's El Paso who come out of the corner with the ball. As I mentioned, Legendre playing over at Notre Dame right now, the college level. And we've got a handball called as it ricochets off of the digits of Javier Cardosa. Froilán Ramirez slips it to Daniel Sanchez. Here's Vincent Aragon. Vince, oh, nice idea, still alive. Another pounding shot, but it goes just wide for Froilán Ramirez. Cut out Vince Aragon. Vince up to Jaime Rodriguez. Jaime, out angle shot for the goal. Jaime Rodriguez, already a brace in the opening quarter for Jaime, and he's picked up just where he left off. Back in a runner's jersey and back running through. He gets a big hug. Boba Fett waves him on. Take a look at this one as they pass that one up to Jaime. Jaime cuts himself some space and right through the legs of Munoz. Jaime's already at 2 as this one scales high above the reach of Nate Yeager. And they're working around that ball on the backside. It's Israel Balderas. It's a one-on-one. Froilán Ramirez is trying to make this one difficult. Yeager sees that one slide past him. Nice movement by Daniel Sanchez to at least push that one and let the defense settle in a little bit better. Flipped around, Vince Aragon now pressed into the defense. They will move the ball into the legs of Javoco. Here's Quinones. Nate Yeager just gets it beyond the reach. His fingertips kept that ball out of the net. And just high on the shot by Jacobo. Stays a 2-1 game with 4 minutes to play here in the opening quarter. And they say it is off of Nate Yeager's fingertips, so it is the corner kick for the El Paso Rhinos FC. Shot low and nice leg in there for Nate Yeager. Flipped around a few ways. This could be dangerous. Oh, the bicycle kick is not there. Bounces off the side. And it's only a matter of time if they keep letting those ones go. Daniel Sanchez offloads to Legendre, back over to Sanchez. Sanchez cuts it through, works his way around the short boards. Legendre with Munoz flying up after it. Vince Aragon pressed in as he was getting ready to come off. Mario Arrieta. Arrieta takes a boot. A little incredulous look for Nicholas Kashmir as he caught a little bit too much of the man on that one. We hope Mario Arrieta is all right. Arrieta back up, but I think he's going to be coming out, and some words to him from Kashmir. I'm sure it's a, hey, you never mean to hit somebody. He's not going to be coming out. He'll be staying out there. Tough man. Alvaro Luivano gets this one re-going. Reflection off of Luivano. Nate Yeager takes it off of the glass. There's Luan Silva. Silva over to Luivano. Luivano making inroads for Arrieta. And they will just reset that offense back to the 20, and that one goes wide left. A lot of shots for the Rhinos, but they're not putting them all on target. Nice block by Colton Ord. Chance to get going for Josh Garcia. Garcia is double teamed in the corner. Able to slide it back out though to Kashmir. Kashmir goes cross court, and the glass is one pane too short. Otherwise, Legendry would have been all alone out in the corner. Fan chases down the ball. Ord working against Arrieta. Arrieta still clawing around. Arrieta plods the ball to Portillo. Arrieta, he still has that ball. Arrieta turns, shoots, and scores. Mario Arrieta, with 2:16 remaining here, will claw El Paso back to a tied ball game. Arrieta, who, I mean, he had that little bit of room, and Yeager was screened on the play as well. Made for a tough spot to be in. 13th minute goal for Arrieta. And we're back underway. El Paso, the runners of New Mexico here in Rio Rancho. Vince Aragon. Aragon chips it around. Will reflect back to El Paso. They've really dominated possession for the last 2 minutes of play. So since that 4-minute mark where really the 5:30 or so where we took that timeout, El Paso has had this ball at their feet. That's Christian Marquez. Marquez, cross pitch, booming shot, and sky high. Mike, pardon me, that is Edgar Perez. And now the runners take a long shot off the glass, and Munoz will see it back towards the center of the pitch. Froylan Ramirez able to just get some on it. El Paso still have it though. Moved out to Favela. And this is a very fresh line. We haven't seen most of these players so far. Jaime Rodriguez clears the zone. 1 minute to go here in the opening quarter. El Paso thinking this one through. Legs should still be pretty fresh here in the opening quarter. Jaime Rodriguez will put the pressure on, but just holding on to it. Irving Santa Cruz. Santa Cruz over to Jacobo. Santa Cruz. Pardon me, that's actually Quinones. And El Paso looking pretty delighted to take this tie game. No, they're going to finally come into offense. Cardosa, Javier, Quinones. Quinones, referees say didn't hit his hands. Quinones hit that one off Benjamin Rogers. Shot reflects around. Maybe one more chance. 2 seconds on the clock. It'll be chased down by Christian Favela, and we will end the first period with 2 goals for the runners coming from Jaime, and there he is there on the left. 2 goals for El Paso, 1 for Perez and 1 for Arrieta. There's head coach Famoletta. So at the end of 1 quarter, 2-2.
ChemDry is more
Are they
than
working?
just a carpet cleaner. Our wood floor cleaning service renews the health and beauty of your wood floors so you can fall.
For 50 years, Clark's Pet Emporium has been your pet's favorite stop.
I am Michael Azera, midfielder for New Mexico United. Clark's support for the United is an example of their commitment to local partnerships. Clark's understands that paying it forward develops a better team and ultimately better community partner.
When you need pet food and supplies,
Clark's is always the best shot.
Locally owned and operated with 2 convenient locations.
Go United!
ClarksPets.com.
Why are we talking about this at the dinner table? Just put my ashes in a coffee can or something. Please pass the salt, dear.
Can I help you, ma'am?
Yeah. Which can would you recommend putting my mom's ashes in?
I think I heard ashes.
I'm sorry, my mom's cremated remains.
That sounds the same.
Your mom didn't even like coffee. She drank tea.
You can't avoid your funeral. Pre-plan and take the burden off someone else.
The State Farm Personal Price Plan helps you create an affordable price just for you.
Contact local agent Greg Shamus for your personal price plan today.
Hey, my name is Mike Kankel-Fritz. I'm host of the Kankel-Fritz and Friends Morning Show on Family Life Radio.
And I'm Dave Moore, host of the Afternoon Show. And if you're brand new to Family Life Radio, you can find out more about us at myflr.org. But just to tell you, we play the best in Christian music for King and Country, Casting Crowns, Toby Mac.
Yeah, as well as in between the songs, what we try to do is give you things that'll help you live your life better. We hear a lot of stories of life change through the radio station.
And if you want to listen to Family Life Radio, tons of different ways you can listen on your radio, your smart speaker at home, and of course the brand new Family Life Radio app, which you can find right now in your app store.
Download on your phone. Hey, thanks for coming out to the show. Enjoy the concert.
All right, welcome back as we see again the Mandalorian up there. Waiting to cheer on this runner's squad. 2 goals to start. Runners take back the field. It looks like what was the second line coming in to start off this second quarter. See Legendry, Ord, Kashmir. And we are back underway here. Balderas launches it long. Balderas to Mario Arrieta. Arrieta, glass it. Here is Josh Garcia. And Colton Ord is fouled. Ord is fouled by Elmer Portillo. He's back up. Colton Ord, a long-standing player here at New Mexico. Went to Sterling College. And he is a boys soccer coach over at East Mountain High School as well. As the El Paso Rhinos get this one back rolling. Oh, good dive down. That's the new man, Nicholas Kashmir. Kashmir from Bellingham, Washington, got it up to Nicholas Legendry. Right now, Nate Yeager saying, hey, let me take care of this one. Up to Josh Garcia. Chipped forward, Colton Ord. Ord, they almost body him. He blasts it off to try and center it for Legendry. It's a little too heavy, though, on the touch. Not much he could do there. And Ord hustling back in defense as Mario Arrieta, who already has a goal, cutting back and forth. It's going to reflect around, and nobody can get to that ball. That was Oropesa. Ord has gotten it to Josh Garcia. Josh Garcia has an opening in the middle, and it's taken out from behind for Garcia by Jose Jacobo. Moises Munoz rolls it out by Israel to Israel Balderas. Balderas. First on that was Kashmir, but it goes backwards. Yeager watches it go across the goal face. Dangerous spot, but it's wide left for Pedro Castañeda. Trying to work through, no. Blast that one around. believe we were seeing Michael Stevens out there for the first time. Colton Ward's around a player over there. And the runners will also make a line change, bringing in Rodriguez, Aragon, Michael Stevens, the only one staying out there. Actually, looks like Kashmir will stay out on defense as well. And it's a violation by the El Paso. And this is dangerous territory for Nate Yeager. Still no inroads. Diving after that ball is Benjamin Rogers. Munoz. Vince Aragon slides it through for the goal. Vince Aragon, who as an assistant won a state championship this season at St. Pius in boys soccer, now has a goal. So it's a good 2023 for that man right there, Vince Aragon. And this was just dangerous opportunity. Munoz, he couldn't get that ball out. He was diving after it. Aragon spun around, Munoz on the floor. And Vince Aragon kicks the season off in style. He adds to the goal total of his career, and the runners back in the lead. 3-2 for New Mexico. A little bit of dance moves for Luan Silva. Silva centers that ball. Odd angle. Charging forward on the low shot, Javier Cardosa, but Nate Yeager watched it all the way in. Jaime Rodriguez. Aragon. This time Munoz makes the smart move and plays that one immediately out. Did not want to play around with it. Quinones cross forward to Alvaro Luivano. This could be dangerous. Another centered look. Ord keeping his body in there to make sure that Cardosa can't get the shot. Crossed around again, Alvaro Luivano. Luivano, Yeager cuts it high. Ord will flip it forward. It's Nicholas Legendre. It bounces around, stolen away by Quinones. Fast pace already in this game. The opening game of the El Paso Rhinos. Massel 2, also known as M2. Here's Josh Garcia. Garcia looking for Ord, but he had it just a little off time. Luivano. Chip forward, Nate Yeager calls everyone off, and Yeager sees the opening to Legendre in the middle, but it's closed up as Jose Jacobo got into position. Back to Jacobo here. Ord attaching himself to Arrieta. Arrieta, nice diving play by Colton Ord. Stopped it for a moment. Here's Arianas. Dancing around here still. Not a ton of space as New Mexico's defense comes up big. They still haven't gotten it out of there, but here comes Josh Garcia flying up the wing. Garcia makes his way to the middle. Garcia to Legendre. Legendre couldn't quite flick it in. Great setup, though, by Josh Garcia. Garcia, who played in the RMAC at Adams State University. Ball restart for El Paso, stolen away by Kashmir. Kashmir forward to Ord. Ord has Legendry on his right, and Legendry will end up with it after it's poked out by an El Paso defender. El Paso will win this ball, taken forward by Portillo. There's Jacobo. Here is Arianes. Arianes, a little high on that ball, and El Paso, I mean, they're playing those midfielders pretty far mid. Oh, so close! But no cigar on that one. They will think about the shot again, and it's high corner. Oh, that's going to be a foul, and I think a card is coming out on that. Israel Balderas will be given the blue card as he went full shoulder into the defender. That looks like Oropesa who drew it. And the game is brought to you by High Noon Restaurant and Saloon in downtown. You can find them right there on Mountain. Nate Yeager will restart this, and the power play is underway here. So they will want them to get loud in this power play. 5-on-4 action. Shot by Jaime. No. Rodriguez trying to get this ball, and it will be cleared back over the yellow line. So the blue card will keep allowing them the opportunity on the offense, but now it could be an odd man rush. Shorthand look as Castañeda spun this around towards the middle. Castañeda tries to slide through the runners. The runners move up to Vince Aragon. He's got Rodriguez ahead of him. He'll get it up to, Josh Garcia. And Garcia tucks it away. Josh Garcia, as the goal is tipped over. And Josh Garcia on the power play goal here. Fans happy to see it. The runners take a 2-goal lead. Look at it again. Vince Aragon's got Josh Garcia right here. Garcia cuts it around a few ways. It hits the wall behind Munoz, and then Garcia off the charging defender. And we might need to take a little break so they can get the goal back attached. I'll be back in just a moment, but enjoy these hugs on the Hug Cam.
Mom, have you thought about whether you want to be buried or cremated when, you know?
Oh, don't make a fuss over me. Just stick me out there between Floppy and Mr. Meow.
Crumb molding throughout the kitchen, and wait until you see this son of a... Are you kidding me, man? You don't live here anymore.
I'm just trying to be a good son.
I don't care. Get out of the yard.
No, get out of there.
You can't avoid your funeral. Pre-plan and take the burden off someone else.
For 50 years, Clark's Pet Emporium has been your pet's favorite stop.
I am Michael Azera, midfielder for New Mexico United. Clark's support for the United is an example of their commitment to local partnerships. Clark's understands that paying it forward develops a better team and ultimately better community partner.
When you need pet food and supplies,
Clark's is always the best shot.
Locally owned and operated with 2 convenient locations.
Go United!
ClarksPets.com.
Why are we talking about this at the dinner table? Just put my ashes in a coffee can or something. Please pass the salt, dear.
Can I help you, ma'am?
Yeah. Which can would you recommend putting my mom's ashes in?
I think I heard ashes.
I'm sorry, my mom's cremated remains.
That sounds the same.
My mom didn't even like coffee. She drank tea.
You can't avoid your funeral. Pre-plan and take the burden off someone else.
The State Farm Personal Price Plan helps you create an affordable price just for you.
Contact local agent Greg Shamus for your personal price plan today.
Hey, my name is Mike Kenkel-Fritz. I'm host of the Kenkel-Fritz and Friends Morning Show on Family Life Radio.
And I'm Dave Moore, host of the Afternoon Show. And if you're brand new to Family Life Radio, you can find out more about us at myflr.org. But just to tell you, we play the best in Christian music for King and Country, Casting Crowns, Toby Mac.
Yeah, as well as in between the songs, what we try to do is give you things that'll help you live your life better. We hear a lot of stories of life change through the radio station.
And if you want to listen to Family Life Radio, tons of different ways you can listen on your radio, your smart speaker at home, and of course the brand new Family Life Radio app, which you can find right now in your app store.
Download on your phone. Hey, thanks for coming out to the show. Enjoy the concert.
For 50 years, Clark's Pet Emporium has been your pet's favorite stop.
I am Michael Azera, midfielder for New Mexico United. Clark's support for the United is an example of their commitment to local partnerships. Clark's understands that paying it forward develops a better team and ultimately better community partner.
when you need pet food and supplies,
Clark's is always the best shot.
Locally owned and operated with 2 convenient locations.
Go United!
ClarksPets.com.
Mom, have you thought about whether you want to be buried or cremated when, you know?
Oh, don't make a fuss over me. Just stick me out there between Floppy and Mr. Meow.
Crumb molding throughout the kitchen, and wait until you see this son of a... Are you kidding me, man? You don't live here anymore.
I'm just trying to be a good son.
I don't care. Get out of the yard.
No, get out of there.
You can't avoid your funeral. Pre-plan and take the burden off someone else.
Why are we talking about this at the dinner table? Just put my ashes in a coffee can or something. Please pass the salt, dear.
Can I help you, ma'am?
Yeah. Which can would you recommend putting my mom's ashes in?
I think I heard ashes.
I'm sorry, my mom's cremated remains.
That sounds the same.
My mom didn't even like coffee. She drank tea.
You can't avoid your funeral. Pre-plan and take the burden off someone else.
The State Farm Personal Price Plan helps you create an affordable price just for you.
Contact local agent Greg Shamus for your personal price plan today.
Hey, my name is Mike Kankel-Fritz. I'm host of the Kankel-Fritz and Friends Morning Show on Family Life Radio.
And I'm Dave Moore, host of The Afternoon Show. And if you're brand new to Family Life Radio, you can find out more about us at myflr.org. But just to tell you, we play the best in Christian music for King and Country, Casting Crowns, Toby Mac.
Yeah, as well as in between the songs, what we try to do is give you things that'll help you live your life better. We hear a lot of stories of life change through the radio station.
And if you want to listen to Family Life Radio, tons of different ways you can listen on your radio, your smart speaker at home, and of course the brand new Family Life Radio app, which you can find right now in your app store.
Download on your phone. Hey, thanks for coming out to the show. Enjoy the concert.
Hello, folks. So, just to let you know, the reason we're on a delayed break right now is that they are fixing the goal as it came down during all that action. You can see right there, fastening it, making sure that it's safe, making sure that we're ready to go. So that's why we're on this delayed break right now. They just want to get everything sorted out and settled up. So we'll be back in just a moment once they've got that ready to go. You're watching the M2.
For 50 years, Clark's Pet Emporium has been your pet's favorite stop.
I am Michael Azera, midfielder for New Mexico United. Clark's support for the United is an example of their commitment to local partnerships. Clark's understands that paying it forward develops a better team and ultimately better community partner.
When you need pet food and supplies,
Clark's is always the best shot.
Locally owned and operated with 2 convenient locations.
Go United!
ClarksPets.com.
Mom, have you thought about whether you want to be buried or cremated when, you know?
Oh, don't make a fuss over me. Just stick me out there between Floppy and Mr. Meow.
Crumb molding throughout the kitchen, and wait until you see this son of a... Are you kidding me, man? You don't live here anymore.
I'm just trying to be a good son.
I don't care. Get out of the yard.
No, get out of there.
You can't avoid your funeral. Pre-plan and take the burden off someone else.
Why are we talking about this at the dinner table? Just put my ashes in a coffee can or something. Please pass the salt, dear.
Can I help you, ma'am?
Yeah. Which can would you recommend putting my mom's ashes in?
I think I heard ashes.
I'm sorry, my mom's cremated remains.
That sounds the same.
Your mom didn't even like coffee. She drank tea.
You can't avoid your funeral. Pre-plan and take the burden off someone else.
So they're just about ready to go here. You know, whenever I see that French's advertisement and French's brings us these games, I always think, don't they have like tins of tea? Put grandma in a tea tin. But them and all the folks, we want to give a big thank you to French's and First Impression, everybody who helps to bring this arena soccer team, the New Mexico Runners, to Rio Rancho and the Rio Rancho Event Center. We're back underway after that delayed run. It's 4-2 for the Runners, the power play goal by Josh Garcia. And there's a good steal away. They'll push that up to Legendry. Oropesa, no, he actually goes back to Robert Leonard. Leonard making his debut for the Runners. And this could be the breakaway. Colton Ord slides in, and it's a good play, the referees say. Oh, that's going to be at least a yellow. That kind of looks like a red card to me. That was something. I mean, he just came in and decked the player, but it looks like both men are down, so we're going to go ahead and step aside. Hold on. No, we're going to look at this again. So you see right here, Colton Ord comes in, he catches the ball, and we've got that problem right here, and then this action right here, well, that actually wasn't that bad when you look at it from that angle. From my angle, it looked pretty bad, but Javier Cardosa did play after the ball there, so I rescind what I said before. It doesn't look like a red card in that situation. So let's look at it one more time. So we've got Ord coming out here on the side. He catches the ball, and then, yeah, the foot gets caught up in Ord. Javier Cardosa, in live action, it looked worse than it was, but really they just kind of collide right there. He did try and go after the ball. Take a look here at the runner's sideline right there. And we hope that the player who's down is all right. That's Luan Silva. Luan Silva getting helped up right now. We hope he's all right. Never like to see players being taken off the field. And I think the referees are rightly not administering any cards or fouls down there beyond just a simple foul. It'll be the free kick for the runners. Yeah, watching it in live action, it looked worse than it was, but I mean, yeah, just a little collision, so the runners will have the free kick. Stays 5-on-5. Colton Ord is up, so that's good news for New Mexico, as he's one of their most tenacious defenders. Taken forward by Castañera. Castañera, see if El Paso has a little bit extra vigor in their step after that. Castañera, Nate Yeager catches it at eye level. Enrique Chuca. Chuca flipped up. It'll be cut off by Josh Garcia. Slowed down by Pedro Castañera. Nate Yeager makes another big save. Flipped up. It's headed out. And still dancing around with that one. Robert Leonard was the one who headed it up. Almost catches the El Paso squad in the bench as the Gendry can't wrestle that ball down. It's Enrique Chuca who was able to get to it. Here's Pedro Castañera back to Chuca. Chuca's got Leonard coming after him. That was a good slide by Munoz as Oropesa was going after it. Now we'll see some line changes here as that ball did find its way out of play. Edward Oropesa played for Hope Christian High School as that one was shot up, and we've got a whistle down. Benjamin Rogers, I believe they're saying that it touched the net up there, so it will be brought in by must have been a foul down. A little bit of space to work for Arrieta. Arrieta pumped out for Jacobo. Jacobo will continue captaining this ship here. He'll finally send it to Chuca. And taken away for a moment, Froylan Ramirez had it. Now it's up to Arrieta. Already a goal on the day for Arrieta as he fights against Daniel Sanchez. Sanchez at least clears it beyond the yellow line. Here's a shot, cross shot by Alvaro Luevano. Center shot, wide right. And here comes an opportunity, Benjamin Rogers. Rogers cuts back inside, and he will run into the defender. Good body positioning by Jose Jacobo. Froylan Ramirez will get in line, and Nate Yeager will watch it to his hands. We've got a foul against Froylan Ramirez. Just 4 minutes remain in this opening half. The New Mexico Runners, a power play goal gave them the 2-point lead. Vince Aragon scored in the 3rd minute here in the second. 8th minute power play goal for Josh Garcia. Then the extended break to fix the goal. And since then, it has been scoreless. Aragon on the breakaway. Vince Aragon getting hand checked up front. Aragon still working it towards the corner. He spins around. Aragon tripped up there. The referees say no, it's clean. Aragon gets a second opportunity. No, can't break that one out. Cut back in. A little bit wide for Daniel Sanchez. Munoz sends it up the boards. And getting a breakaway, Arrieta, one-on-one with Yeager. He misses, though, Nate Yeager. Ooh, pop, quick move upfield, though. He's going to get it to Benjamin Rogers. Rogers slows it down to Froylan Ramirez. Froylan looking up for Michael Stevens. Stevens faces off with Munoz. Munoz clears the danger. Josh Garcia in, the goal scorer. Over here to Luevano. Almost poked out, and Nate Yeager will get it off the reflection that went off Alvaro Luevano. Good effort on the play by Oropesa. Up to Garcia. He's got Stevens on his left. Garcia, just a little bit. If he had that one a little bit further back, Michael Stevens could have probably taken a shot on it. Stevens still putting the pressure on, though, as Quinones pushing it out. Cut back option. That is Nicholas Kashmir. He'll move it back to Leonard. Robert Leonard to Legendry. Catches the corner. Garcia, little fancy footwork, and Munoz gets that one at chest high. Quick play to Javier Cardosa in the attacking zone. Kashmir closes down on it. He'll get it to Oropesa. To Leonard or Garcia, one of the two. Garcia is the one who finally does get it. He's just trying to pop that one around. Yeager. Runners, all kind of collapsed back there. Legendry's the only one who's pretty far forward. Now they will go to Legendry. Nicholas. Busting up for Oropesa. Ball bounces a few ways, Oropesa. Robert Leonard facing off with Quinones. Up to Legendry, who's basically in an arm bar right there. Legendry. Ooh, Nate Yeager in the last minute. Nate Yeager playing very high. Back to Oropesa, and that's dangerous. Yeager, that ball bounces out and then finally put down by Mario Arrieta on the empty netter. Mario Arrieta. That could have been really bad for El Paso if they didn't get that second opportunity. Arrieta in the 14th minute of the second quarter. Second goal of the day for Arrieta. And this is a one-goal game with 1 minute left to go. Froylan Ramirez trying to slide that one in after Munoz. Nice flip backward by Irving Santa Cruz. Santa Cruz sees that one. Still no room as he's fighting against Vince Aragon. Aragon looking for Rodriguez. Ball squirts out. That's a foul against Froylan Ramirez, as he tripped up Pedro Castañeda. Looks like he's no worse for wear. There's Aragon. Here to take the kick, it looks like Irving Santa Cruz, but the referees are trying to get that ball to the right spot. Santa Cruz with 38 seconds. He'll launch long. Hooked out of there. Jaime Rodriguez. Jaime carried out on the play, and good steal by El Paso, but the ball not really staying with either team for too long. That's the beauty of arena soccer. Can't hook him right there, Benjamin Rogers. Cross through, and there's the tying goal put in by Edgar Perez. Good cross goal pass, and Perez will tie this one up with almost no time left on the board. And all of a sudden, we've got ourselves a brand new ball game. We'll be going into the second half almost certainly at a 4-4 score. New Mexico went into the final minute of the quarter up by 2. And the time will expire here. The Rhinos score 2 in the 15th minute of the second quarter to make this a 4-4 ball game. We'll be back in just a moment here on YouTube, and glad you're watching the M2.
For 50 years, Clark's Pet Emporium has been your pet's favorite stop.
I am Michael Azera, midfielder for New Mexico United. Clark's support for the United is an example of their commitment to local partnerships. Clark's understands that paying it forward develops a better team and ultimately better community partner.
When you need pet food and supplies,
Clark's is always the best shot.
Locally owned and operated with 2 convenient locations.
Go United!
ClarksPets.com.
Mom, have you thought about whether you want to be buried or cremated when, you know?
Oh, don't make a fuss over me. Just stick me out there between Floppy and Mr. Meow.
Crown molding throughout the kitchen, and wait until you see this son of a... Are you kidding me, man? You don't live here anymore.
I'm just trying to be a good son!
I don't care. Get out of the yard.
No, get out of there!
You can't avoid your funeral. Pre-plan and take the burden off someone else.
Why are we talking about this at the dinner table? Just put my ashes in a coffee can or something. Please pass the salt, dear.
Can I help you, ma'am?
Yeah. Which can would you recommend putting my mom's ashes in?
I think I heard ashes.
I'm sorry, my mom's cremated remains.
That sounds the same.
My mom didn't even like coffee. She drank tea.
You can't avoid your funeral. Pre-plan and take the burden off someone else.
The State Farm Personal Price Plan helps you create an affordable price just for you.
Contact local agent Greg Shamus for your personal price plan today.
Hey, my name is Mike Kankel-Fritz. I'm host of the Kankel-Fritz and Friends Morning Show on Family Life Radio.
And I'm Dave Moore, host of the Afternoon Show. And if you're brand new to Family Life Radio, you can find out more about us at myflr.org. But just to tell you, we play the best in Christian music for King and Country, Casting Crowns, Toby Mac.
Yeah, as well as in between the songs, what we try to do is give you things that'll help you live your life better. We hear a lot of stories of life change through the radio station.
And if you want to listen to Family Life Radio, tons of different ways you can listen on your radio, your smart speaker at home, and of course the brand new Family Life Radio app, which you can find right now in your app store.
Download on your phone. Hey, thanks for coming out to the show. Enjoy the concert.
For 50 years, Clark's Pet Emporium has been your pet's favorite stop.
I am Michael Azera, midfielder for New Mexico United. Clark's support for the United is an example of their commitment to local partnerships. Clark's understands that paying it forward develops a better team and ultimately better community partner.
When you need pet food and supplies,
Clark's is always the best shot.
Locally owned and operated with 2 convenient locations.
Go United!
ClarksPets.com.
Mom, have you thought about whether you want to be buried or cremated when, you know?
Oh, don't make a fuss over me. Just stick me out there between Floppy and Mr. Meow.
Crumb molding throughout the kitchen, and wait until you see this son of a... Are you kidding me, man? You don't live here anymore.
I'm just trying to be a good son!
I don't care. Get out of the yard.
No, get out of there!
You can't avoid your funeral. Pre-plan and take the burden off someone else.
Why are we talking about this at the dinner table? Just put my ashes in a coffee can or something. Please pass the salt, dear.
Can I help you, ma'am?
Yeah. Which can would you recommend putting my mom's ashes in?
I think I heard ashes.
I'm sorry, my mom's cremated remains.
That sounds the same.
Your mom didn't even like coffee. She drank tea.
You can't avoid your funeral. Pre-plan and take the burden off someone else.
The State Farm Personal Price Plan helps you create an affordable price just for you.
Contact local agent Greg Shamus for your personal price plan today.
Hey, my name is Mike Kenkel-Fritz. I'm host of the Kenkel-Fritz and Friends Morning Show on Family Life Radio.
And I'm Dave Moore, host of the Afternoon Show. And if you're brand new to Family Life Radio, you can find out more about us at myflr.org. But just to tell you, we play the best in Christian music for King and Country, Casting Crowns, Toby Mac.
Yeah, as well as in between the songs, what we try to do is give you things that'll help you live your life better. We hear a lot of stories of life change through the radio station.
And if you want to listen to Family Life Radio, tons of different ways you can listen on your radio, your smart speaker at home, and of course the brand new Family Life Radio app, which you can find right now in your app store.
Download on your phone. Hey, thanks for coming out to the show. Enjoy the concert.
For 50 years, Clark's Pet Emporium has been your pet's favorite stop.
I am Michael Azera, midfielder for New Mexico United. Clark's support for the United is an example of their commitment to local partnerships. Clark's understands that paying it forward develops a better team and ultimately better community partner.
when you need pet food and supplies,
Clark's is always the best shot.
Locally owned and operated with 2 convenient locations.
Go United!
ClarksPets.com.
Mom, have you thought about whether you want to be buried or cremated when, you know?
Oh, don't make a fuss over me. Just stick me out there between Floppy and Mr. Meow.
Crumb molding throughout the kitchen, and wait until you see this son of a... Are you kidding me, man? You don't live here anymore.
I'm just trying to be a good son.
I don't care. Get out of the yard.
No, get out of there.
You can't avoid your funeral. Pre-plan and take the burden off someone else.
Why are we talking about this at the dinner table? Just put my ashes in a coffee can or something. Please pass the salt, dear.
Can I help you, ma'am?
Yeah. Which can would you recommend putting my mom's ashes in?
I think I heard ashes.
I'm sorry, my mom's cremated remains.
That sounds the same.
Your mom didn't even like coffee. She drank tea.
You can't avoid your funeral. Pre-plan and take the burden off someone else.
The State Farm Personal Price Plan helps you create an affordable price just for you.
Contact local agent Greg Shamus for your personal price plan today.
Welcome back here, Runners fans, El Paso fans. So glad that you are here to join us for this Major Arena Soccer League 2 debut for the El Paso Rhinos and the start of the 5th season of soccer in Rio Rancho, New Mexico. Let's take a look at some of the highlights of this opening half. As we take a look, this was that first play. Munoz, you could just see he's constantly been after it for El Paso. He's been a tough guy to get around. And this, I believe, is the opening goal. Yeager couldn't hold on to it, and Perez put his first goal in right there. But the runners, as Jaime Rodriguez is tripped up by the keeper on that play, sets up this penalty kick for Jaime, and he is true, scoring for his first time back with the team. And then after this one sneaks, Munoz able to get after it. But Jaime Rodriguez would not be denied for very long as he notched his second goal right there. Wasn't too long after that. A ball that was, set up nicely for Arrieta, and he finds the back left corner of it. Arrieta gets his first goal right there. And then a little bit of a mental mistake by Munoz, set up that opportunity. Peel away shot for Vince Aragon, and Aragon back in the scores column. The runners up 3-2. Set up for Josh Garcia. He sneaks it behind Munoz. And then this is where the net kind of falls down, and Josh Garcia continues where he was going last season late in it, but with the last minute to go, actually that is that big play with the multiple defensive plays. No fouls called on either side. Yeager playing very high up right here. Passes it back, and that ball is just stolen away. First shot no good. Arrieta, though, cleans it up to put them with just 1 minute to go, down by 1. And then, literally 7 seconds on the board. Perez comes in, gets his second goal of the day, and makes this one a 4-4 ball game. So just a look at the stats as well in this game so far. The El Paso Rhinos FC are leading in the shot category. They've got 15 shots to the Runners' 10. 11 saves already for Nate Yeager, as he has been very busy in goal. I think that's what the Runners are going to need more of in the second half, is some more defense. They're going to have to keep El Paso. Really the defense comes from more possession of the ball, because they've kind of struggled to be able to hold on to it, letting El Paso run through it. As you see some of the folks that bring this game to you, we saw the Vivify Rio Rancho Chamber of Commerce International Indoor Soccer Arena, their official training ground. True Rest Float Spa. Magic Mirror Photo Booth. They do photo booth rentals, very fun, those ones. Clark's Pet Emporium. Albuquerque Plumbing Company was also on there. High Noon Restaurant and Saloon. Albuquerque Hispano Chamber of Commerce. Elegance Limousines for when you want to ride in style. the Athletic Training Center, which is their official training partner, Rio Rancho Regional Chamber of Commerce, and Albuquerque Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling, who now are the official sponsor of Rio, the mascot. So it'll be the third quarter now. You can see we're ready up here. So only one blue card as well in this game. The two sides, well, for the runners, 4 shots in the first, 6 in the second. For El Paso, 10 shots in the first, 7 in the second. So they've led in the shooting category in each quarter so far. Like to see for the runners a little bit more attack there, a little bit more options on the attack. Jaime Rodriguez gets it started to Froylan Ramirez, and we're back underway, looking for Vince Aragon in the middle. They'll flip that ball around to the corner and just caught a little bit too high for Benjamin Rogers to get after it. Ball goes out of play, and it will be restarted by Jose Jacobo. Jacobo flings it up the wing, looking for Cardosa. Vince Aragon bodied out of there by a strong Jose Jacobo. And this could be a breakaway for the Rhinos. Reflection. Nice hit up high by Rogers. Right into the laps of some fans right there. They didn't have a lap of judgment as that ball came to the lap. So this will be restarted on the free kick up the top. Rogers, Rodriguez, and Froylan Ramirez setting themselves up as the wall. And an opening goal in the second half. Jose Jacobo on the restart. Jacobo saw that open spot. Was a little late on the defensive movement right now. Nate Yeager trying to talk to the referees about he thinks that it was something illicit. Let's take a look again. As he stops, he pauses, he gets it to Jacobo, and Jacobo sneaks it right behind him, makes it 3-0. Or pardon me, 5-4. I'm sorry, my head a little bit sleepy right there, but 5-4. But it's a 3-0 run right now for El Paso as the Rhinos in the last 2 minutes of play have scored 3 goals. I mean, what a turnaround in momentum. The runners need some kind of spark here to get themselves back in. And this is not it. Stuck in their defensive zone once again. Out in the corner, Yeager with a big save. Nate Yeager shut down the shot by Alvaro Luivano. Munoz playing this one above the yellow line, back to where Froylan Ramirez will trap it in the corner. Froylan, space. He'll go straight at goal, and Munoz sees it all the way. Legendry. And this could be a 1-on-3. Corner, and Yeager pops on top. Quickly up to Nick Legendry. He's got Vince Aragon with him. Legendry cannot cut through. No inroads to be made around Edgar Perez. Reflection, and Munoz pulls that one off of the glass. There's no El Paso Rhinos up high, so Colton Ord will intercept that to the goal! Colton Ord! Absolute bomb of a shot by Colton Ord. Colton the Cannon. Can't wait to look at that one again as Colton Ord, look at this, he intercepts this ball and he decides from the yellow We're talking 20 yards out. They don't make them like they used to on goals, but Colton Ord says we make them better now. Ord ties things up. Now El Paso already threatening again, but Arrieta puts that one a little bit high. So Jacobo and Ord, two defenders, have scored in this second half. Drag action back to Jacobo. Jacobo trying to get a big defensive shot of his own. Now Legendry will work against Chuka. Chuka keeping that angle. Legendry has it poked out from underneath him. Midfield play by, I believe, Portillo. Arrieta, 2 goals to his name. Tries to squeak it, but Nate Yeager shuts it down. They'll flip it long. A couple of different directions that he could have gone, but Kashmir tries to flip it forward. Kashmir will close in on that. Rodriguez, the target, and it's going to be straight out of play by Enrique Chuka. Should be the indirect kick. Two options. They will flip it around. Froylan Ramirez can't get it. Now it's going to be a breakaway, but it's a little too heavy on the breakaway. Nate Yeager right there. And we've got some collisions down there. Arrieta, and it will be a blue card on Jaime Rodriguez. Runners fans giving the Boo Birds, and we'll see the first power play of the game for the El Paso Rhinos. Christian Favela. Rolling around. Looks like a box formation for the runners on this defensive play. Back to Favela. Here's Arrieta. Favela again, dragging around the yellow line. First shot, and it's wide to the side. Garcia tries to poke it out. Low angle. Still in the dangerous zone, Arrieta. Back to Arrieta. Arrieta, oh, flicked out of there by Nate Yeager with the boot. Legendry almost had it out, but there was just one too many players. That's what happens when you're a man down. Arrieta facing Legendry. Slides around. Legendry off of his chest. Legendry will have a one-on-one. Legendry tries to go through the 5-hole. No dice, though, as it will be knocked out of play, and it is going to be a free kick at the top of the box. What a play, though, by Nicholas Legendry. Nick Legendry, as he goes by, 5'9", 150. That's what he reports at. Short-handed, and the runners have killed just over a minute of the power play. 48 seconds, to be precise, is left in the penalty. Froylan Ramirez will go straight to goal. And it will be a restart for the runners. Another 2 seconds taken off there. Now El Paso in defense. Didn't quite have the corner. There's the corner. Trying to find Legendry, Josh Garcia. Froylan Ramirez. Trapped up by Luovano. And they turn the ball over. El Paso back on attack. 30 seconds left in the blue card power play. El Paso dropping runners below. Nate Yeager stops the first. Now they're back to more that 5 perimeter option. Arrieta again can't squeak it past Nate Yeager in the corners. The box closes up. It's flipped around, Arrieta. Back here for Castanera. Luovano, Castanera for the goal, and the Rhinos take back the lead. And that was, I mean, the power play had just ended as Castanera was able to slide that one through. We'll see it again. Castanera gets that ball and right. Well, they're setting it back up. The power play ends right here. You can see coming in Rodriguez, but it's a second too late as Castanera on the power play. And they will give the rollover on that. Straight out. Runners stacking this up. It's Garcia as well as Kashmir. Garcia slides it. It's the option to Kashmir. Garcia gets the ball in the corner. Oh, Oropesa could not pull it down. Ball will be pushed forward by Cardosa. Cardosa looking for Luovano. Back now to Castanera, the goal scorer. El Paso very well organized as teams go. Their offense is not lightning fast, but they're able to maintain possession throughout. There's Ord back to Yeager. Yeager looking in the middle for Michael Stevens. Oropesa will bounce it off the wall to get to Stevens. He's got Ord behind him. That's the option. Golden Ord. Michael Stevens. Can he turn it around? Stevens, there's nobody there to cinch it up. Josh Garcia was playing back towards the middle. And the ball goes out of play. The El Paso Rhinos will have the turnaround on that. Kashmir trying to put that defense on. El Paso, though, the reflection, and booted out of there by Colton Ord. He goes straight out of play. Substitutions for both sides. They'll bring in some fresh legs. Under pressure was Portillo. Runners Froylan Ramirez gets it, but he kicks it a little long for Vince Aragon. Into the legs of Balderas. Each team with a power play goal today. Daniel Sanchez there on the defense. Here's Portillo once again. Froylan Ramirez. Froylan, oh, that would have been really bad. He did not know that Cardoso was sitting there waiting for it. The ball lost forward, looking for Jaime Rodriguez. Rodriguez cuts through one man. Rodriguez steadies himself for the goal. It's a hattie for Jaime. Jaime Rodriguez worked his way through the defenders as they went down, and Jaime, this is the man that they brought in to get some more of those goals. They needed somebody to replace the production of it. And Jaime Rodriguez, you see right here, the two get caught up. Jaime, it's then a one-on-one for him. And the second he buys himself space, you can guarantee it. Take it to the bank, Rodriguez. Out of Monterrey, Mexico, Jaime Rodriguez. Back in the black and back. So it looks like a timeout down on the field. As we're back square, 6-6 for either side. We'll come back in just a moment here after the timeout at the Rio Rancho Event Center.
For 50 years, Clark's Pet Emporium has been your pet's favorite stop.
I am Michael Azera, midfielder for New Mexico United. Clark's support for the
Yeah,
United
no
is an
kidding.
example of their commitment to local partnerships. Clark's understands that paying it forward develops a better team and ultimately better community partner.
When you need pet food and supplies,
Clark's is always the best shot.
Locally owned and operated with 2 convenient locations.
Go United!
ClarksPets.com.
Mom, have you thought about whether you want to be buried or cremated when, you know?
Oh, don't make a fuss over me. Just stick me out there between Floppy and Mr. Meow.
Crown molding throughout the kitchen and wait until you see this son of a... Are you kidding me, man? You don't live here anymore.
I'm just trying to be a good son!
I don't care. Get out of the yard.
No, get out of there!
You can't avoid your funeral. Pre-plan and take the burden off someone else.
Why are we talking about this at the dinner table? Just put my ashes in a coffee can or something. Please pass the salt, dear.
Can I help you, ma'am?
Yeah. Which can would you recommend putting my mom's ashes in?
I think I heard ashes.
I'm sorry, my mom's cremated remains.
That sounds the same.
Your mom didn't even like coffee. She drank tea.
You can't.
Back underway here from the Rio Rancho Event Center. It's Major Arena Soccer League 2. And we're glad that you could join us here, as this could be another dangerous one. Arrieta hits the top of the bar. Woodwork shot by Arrieta once again. Arrieta and Froylan Ramirez tangling. Back to Arrieta. He's got an open look. He'll shoot, but it's a little skipper to Nate Yeager. Yeager wants a long bomb up to Benjamin Rogers. He'll head it around. Legendry, good defense by Israel Balderas. If Legendry wasn't under pressure there, he would have had a easy off-the-chest shot. Froylan Ramirez with the steal. Froylan Ramirez slows things up. Daniel Sanchez, well, it's back to Nick Legendry. Third season for Nick Legendry, and after he takes on 3 Rhinos, he loses the ball. Arrieta against Colton Ord. Josh Garcia peels that ball out of there. And it's a battle for the boards, won by Castañera. Castañera will draw it back into the black. Ord just pokes that one out of the reach of Quinones for a moment. The tie up there, won by the Rhinos. 6-6. Quinones dribbling that ball backwards. Here's Moises Munoz. Flipped up for Javier Cardosa. Back to Castañera. Action move by Quinones. Cardosa, centering pass. Ord. Ooh, man, Cardosa. Long legs for Javier Cardosa, looking for Legendry, who's boarded a little bit, but the referees say that it was a little bit of an acting job on the play. Not really shoved that hard. He'll come out. Jaime Rodriguez will come in. Colton Ord pokes the ball out of Cardosa. Dribbled forward by Kashmir. Kashmir to Jaime Chiva. Loses that ball. And all alone up the top is Cardosa. Another diving play for Josh Garcia. And he's able to get them the ball right back out. No rush for Kashmir. Oftentimes in indoor soccer, you call time when there's nobody around it, and that's going to buy them a fresh line out on the pitch. Daniel Sanchez flicking it forward for Vince Aragon. Aragon loses his feet and loses the ball. Luovano up to Arrieta. It's the give and go for Luovano. Back to Arrieta. Great passing by El Paso on that stretch, and it leads to a goal. Israel Balderas, the man who puts it away. But the back and forth there between Alvaro Luovano and Mario Arrieta really just sliced through the defense of the New Mexico Runners. Look at it again here. I mean, really, this all starts very high up, right? They're back in their own side. Pass one, pass two, pass three, and then to the goal scorer, Israel Balderas. Back to live action here. It's been back and forth in this quarter. First El Paso, then New Mexico, then El Paso, and we've got a board over there. It's a foul. The referee is reaching for the blue card. Both referees holding up the blue card, so El Paso's going to be a man down for the final minute 50 of this quarter. As you take a look, the blue cards are brought to you by High Noon Restaurant and Saloon. So it's going to be Enrique Chuca taken off in the blue card. Vince Aragon right there in the corner. Jaime Rodriguez is demanding that they be a little further back. As it's as good as a corner kick. They'll get it to Jaime, blasted. I wouldn't want to be on the other end of that ball. That was a rocket. Now New Mexico's offense. Oh, Presa, no. Oro Pesa just a little bit high, but that was a good decision by him. He saw the box was not collapsing to cover him, and so that made him one-on-one with the keeper a little bit lower, and he would have had it. Oro Pesa with the big shot. Now El Paso's looking to get the shorthanded goal. Jaime Rodriguez spins it back around. He's got Castañera, and Castañera is going to have to now back up. As El Paso sends, Nate Yeager actually is coming up. El Paso sends back to the box, and New Mexico brings up the sixth man. So it's a 6-on-5. Yeager will now head backwards. Castañera Froylan Ramirez trying to keep up with him. Castanera, Nate Yeager stops that. Castanera will have a second shot, maybe. He chips it up and hits the top into the net. Castanera, a dangerous man, already a goal to his name today. 1:10 remains on the penalty. Oropesa to Jaime. Jaime Ramirez out to Froylan, or pardon me, Rodriguez to Froylan Ramirez. Ramirez will lose that ball. New Mexico gets it though, Oropesa. Up to Josh Garcia. To Oropesa. Oh, a little bit soft on that. Jaime Rodriguez will send that into the crowd. So Chiva wins the ball back for his people. And speaking of people, they're going to have to bring it all the way around the glass. There's a guy down there. He thought, could I throw this over the net? Probably safer to just bring it around the side. Jaime. Back to Oropesa. Froylan Ramirez, left boot to Jaime Rodriguez. Flipped in! Rodriguez with another! Jaime accounting for 4 goals today. And the Runners score the power play goal with 20 seconds remaining. Chiva has been good as advertised. A little ricochet. Froylan Ramirez just was able to squeak it out. That one, it flips up off the defender's boot. I mean, you cannot stop this man tonight. 4 goals. This one coming with only 10.2 on the clock remaining. Four big goals for Jaime. And now that one's dribbling forward. Nate Yeager will trap it off in the very corner of it to try and get one more shot. Legendre, though, it's not going to get to him in time. And that will end the quarter. So we've had every quarter end tied. This one was a little bit of a score fest, though, as each team puts up 7 for the Runners, 7 for the Rhinos.
The State Farm Personal Price Plan helps you create an affordable price just for you.
Contact local agent Greg Shamus for your personal price plan today.
Hey, my name is Mike Kenkel-Fritz. I'm host of the Kenkel-Fritz and Friends Morning Show on Family Life Radio.
And I'm Dave Moore, host of the Afternoon Show. And if you're brand new to Family Life Radio, you can find out more about us at myflr.org. But just to tell you, we play the best in Christian music for King and Country, Casting Crowns, Toby Mac.
Yeah, as well as in between the songs, what we try to do is give you things that'll help you live your life better. We hear a lot of stories of life change through the radio station.
And if you want to listen to Family Life Radio, tons of different ways you can listen on your radio, your smart speaker at home, and of course the brand new Family Life Radio app, which you can find right now in your app store.
Download on your phone. Hey, thanks for coming out to the show. Enjoy the concert.
For 50 years, Clark's Pet Emporium has been your pet's favorite stop.
I am Michael Azera, midfielder for New Mexico United. Clark's support for the United is an example of their commitment to local partnerships. Clark's understands that paying it forward develops a better team and ultimately better community partner.
When you need pet food and supplies,
Clark's is always the best shot.
Locally owned and operated with 2 convenient locations.
Go United!
ClarksPets.com.
Mom, have you thought about whether you want to be buried or cremated when, you know?
Oh, don't make a fuss over me. Just stick me out there between Floppy and Mr. Meow.
Run molding throughout the kitchen and wait until you see this son of a... Are you kidding me, man? You don't live here anymore.
I'm just trying to be a good son!
I don't care. Get out of the yard.
No, get out of there!
You can't.
Final quarter. Well, I mean, theoretically the final quarter. The way this one has gone, the two sides, sets up Legendry, tries to cut it back, but Josh Garcia was on the ground. His play was really strong, but now the response as El Paso charging up the field. Nate Yeager, though, right where he needed to be. Kashmir up to Ord. Colton Ord on target. Second shot as well, not there for Jaime Hernandez, and then Ord hits the top of the bar, and not the bar of the goal, the bar of the netting. Left it shaking in its boots. 7 apiece. Valderas has Legendry coming in to collapse on him. Israel. Flick this one around a few ways. Back here to Quinones. Over to Jacobo. And just ends up in the hands of the defender Oropesa. Gonna have to cut back with it, Cardoza, pardon me. Oh, this could be trouble. Centered out as Castanera had that ball. Here's Balderas once again. Castanera, it's poked out of his feet. Oropesa looking for Legendry. Good opportunity for Legendry, and it's stopped up. Munoz has been great in goal today. Strong performance from him throughout. Jaime Hernandez knocks that into Castanera. Odd angle, no. Legendry. Nick Legendry has Jaime Hernandez coming up to support him, looking for Colton Ord, who is about to come off for Mario Matute. And this will buy them some substitutions as I see Matute checking in. I don't believe I've seen him all game. Back to Mario Matute. And that's Austin Snyder. We also haven't seen him yet today. So the runners bring in Froylan Ramirez as well. Ramirez off Castanera. Maybe the goal is to have those fresh legs for the late part of the game. These are guys who played significant minutes here in M2. Matute in defense of Alvaro Luovano. Arrieta back to Castanera. He's got Froylan Ramirez in his face. He's going to cut to the right. Castanera, right foot shot. Yeager, and it's dropped in as the goal will count. Goal on the play by, pardon me, number 15, Edgar Perez. So Edgar Perez gives them the 1-point lead. That's the third goal, Edgar Perez with a hat trick today. He scored twice in the first half and now once here in the second half. As we stop things up for the foul. El Paso lead by 1. Home opener for the Rio Rancho Event Center and the New Mexico Runners. Corner for Arrieta, and Arrieta bangs home a goal as well. And right now it's when it rains, it pours, and it's pouring on the New Mexico Runners. Arrieta scores just a minute past where the goal from Perez was, and so that means that both of them into the hat tricks right now. It's now a 9-7 game. Runners have their work cut out for them now. Crossfield, it's Jacobo. Jacobo back to Quinones. Quinones flips it back around. Oh, and then another goal. 3 goals within just like 2 minutes or so. This one coming in from Elmer Portillo. And the Runners, the biggest thing they need right now is to hold on to the ball. As they've given up these 3 goals in 3 minutes, the Runners are struggling. It's 10-7. This was 7-7 4 minutes ago, and we've got a foul coming against Luis Quinones. But it certainly quieted out the Rio Rancho Event Center. As that's a big blast coming from Robert Leonard. Oh, ball picked out of the hands of Nicholas Kashmir. Robert Leonard, high school graduate of Rio Rancho High School, so same alma mater as the man who runs the goal that he will be protecting, Nate Yeager, who hops on this ball. And Leonard played for the Amarillo Bombers back in the 1920 season. Leonard getting his work right now against Castañera. Castañera cuts back. Michael Stevens intercepts. Up here to Jaime Hernandez. Hernandez up to Stevens. Stevens catches it with the toe. Back to Jaime. And what a save by Moises Munoz. Timely, because the Runners, if the Runners get that goal right there, that could really flip the momentum, which is what they need more than anything right now. Playing with their 6 at this point, with Munoz kind of high up and playing on the wing. Up to Castañera. Castañera blasts another goal home. El Paso has gotten hot right now, as that's another goal for Castañera, his second today. He got the power play goal earlier on. He's been swinging at that ball a lot so far. And this one, I mean, it did take about 3 minutes from the last goal for them, but still, El Paso has just turned the tap open. Now Yeager's going to come out of the goal, because the Runners need something, and they need something quick. Rodriguez back to Vincent Aragon. Here's Nate Yeager at the center. Yeager's going to have to hustle back. Slowed up by Elmer Portillo. Chip through, Yeager gets the ball. 8:22 on the clock. The Runners need 4 now. Looking for Vince Aragon. Aragon booms it off the wall. Tries twice. There's 3 times. Ooh, delivered in and blocked by an El Paso player. Shot on the play, Daniel Sanchez. Elmer Portillo back with the ball. El Paso in no rush right now. A comfortable lead in their debut in M2 soccer. Ferlin Ramirez. Flicked by Rodriguez. And Rogers couldn't sneak it behind. A little bit of that Mortal Kombat action. Out to the corner for Portillo. Elmer. Out to Arrieta. Good save by Jaeger once again. Nate's had to do a lot of work so far in this one. Here's Jaime Rodriguez up to Froylan Ramirez. Jaeger's made 18 saves in this one. Castañera staring down Colton Ord. Ord able to pick his pocket. Vince Aragon saves the possession. Ord chops it up, and we've got a foul down as Ord is taken out by Irving Santa Cruz. He gets a hand up from Alvaro Luevano. Ord and Luevano talking right there. The referee walking the players back a little bit. Maybe 2-3 inches. Ooh, nice delivery, but it's reflected out. Ord smacks the top of the boards as he knows that was a mistake. He let it go out of play. And we've got a timeout. As they take a timeout, the Runners chasing by 4 here in the final quarter.
Why are we talking about this at the dinner table? Just put my ashes in a coffee can or something. Please pass the salt, dear.
Can I help you, ma'am?
Yeah. Which can would you recommend putting my mom's ashes in?
I think I heard ashes.
I'm sorry, my mom's cremated remains.
That sounds the same.
Your mom didn't even like coffee. She drank tea.
You can't avoid your funeral. Pre-plan and take the burden off someone else.
The State Farm Personal Price Plan helps you create an affordable price just for you.
Contact local agent Greg Shamus for your personal price plan today.
Hey, my name is Mike Kankel-Fritz. I'm host of the Kankel-Fritz and Friends Morning Show on Family Life Radio.
And I'm Dave Moore, host of the Afternoon Show. And if you're brand new to Family Life Radio, you can find out more about us at myflr.org. But just to tell you, we play the best in Christian music for King and Country, Casting Crowns, Toby Mac.
Yeah, as well as in between the songs, what we try to do is give you things that'll help you live your life better. We hear a lot of stories of...
The restart will be Santa Cruz, who wears Santa on his back. Moises Munoz launches that long, and we've got a change at goal for the Runners. I believe that's Vince Aragon. That is indeed Vince Aragon playing keeper now for the Runners. as the runners need the extra offense. They've gone to six-man offense. Aragon to Froilan Ramirez. Up to Legendry. Colton Ord. Ord reflects that one around. Back to Vince Aragon. Up to Legendry. Froilan Ramirez. Back to Ramirez. He'll pass it over to Vince Aragon. 6 men with the goalkeeper. Oh, intercepted, and Aragon's going to have to sprint back. No, good save by Michael Stevens. Stevens is taken out by Santa Cruz, and Froilan Ramirez trying to play that on the ground. Castañera, it's going to be an open look. Oh, man, Michael Stevens. How good was he in that turn of play? Michael Stevens. The effort on the play by Michael on both directions of this ball were just immense. And the little kids get to get involved too, which is always fun. So the ball's not on the corner spot. And so right now, Colton Ord is asking, he's saying, hey, it's not on that spot, so can I be a little bit further forward? But the gamesmanship, no dice, as they say. So they'll change the spot. Blasted off of Colton Ord and out of play. Castañera, 4:30 on the clock. Back in, and they will go back to Moises Munoz, who has been excellent today. Moises Munoz, 11 saves on 18 shots against. Balderas. Back to Edgar Perez. Froilan Ramirez chips it up to Legendry. Legendry and Jaime Rodriguez, so 2 forwards in now as the ball goes out of play, and the runners want the ball, but they do not get it. Javier Cardosa will restart it. El Paso take their time to swap in some new defenders. Here's one of them. Launch long, Vince Aragon sees that one go above the net. So the new defender who just checked in was Alvaro Luevano. Froilan Ramirez will carry this up the wing. Desperation time, Legendry. So Froilan Ramirez, the captain, knocks it high and Munoz catches it. Now it's Elmer Portillo. Up to Quinones. Quinones crosses for Arrieta. Great defensive effort, flying in after that ball. Taking out the man, though. It's a foul against Benjamin Rogers. And the air has been sucked out of this place as Rogers right there, you take a look at him. Great looking hair. Pulling it off for sure. And referees have a timeout down on the field. El Paso, I believe, wanting to discuss how to fill out the final 3:06 of this game. 3:06 on the clock, El Paso 11, New Mexico Runners 7.
Hey, my name is Mike Kenkel-Fritz. I'm host of the Kenkel-Fritz and Friends Morning Show on Family Life Radio.
And I'm Dave Moore, host of the Afternoon Show. And if you're brand new to Family Life Radio, you can find out more about us at myflr.org. But just to tell you, we play the best in Christian music for King and Country, Casting Crowns, Toby Mac.
Yeah, as well as in between the songs, what we try to do is give you things that'll help you live your life better. We hear a lot of stories of life change through the radio station.
And if you want to listen to Family Life Radio, tons of different ways you can listen on your radio, your smart speaker at home, and of course the brand new Family Life Radio app, which you can find right now in your app store.
Download on your phone. Hey, thanks for coming out to the show. Enjoy the concert.
So, in a week or so, we will have that Amarillo Bombers game that's next Sunday right here at the Rio Rancho Event Center. See the fans getting a little bit of juice back in them. Vince Aragon still in goal. Israel Balderas, it's blocked out, and Legendry has a one-on-one with the defender. Nick Legendry cuts his way through, but he didn't know that behind him was a waiting Rhino, and that's a handball on Alvaro Luvano. It was Luis Quinones, by the way, was the defender who came up from behind. Yeah, Luvano and the referee talking about that one. He tried to put his hands out of there, but it bounced right up into them. Portillo's right on top of it. The referee will walk back the line to 5. Oropesa. He's got Nicholas Kashmir to his left. Referee still sorting out the line distance. Oropesa looking for a reflection. Vince Aragon, the goalkeeper, way up here. And it's intercepted. Legendry trying to keep this ball in the offensive zone to buy Vince Aragon time to get back. Arrieta flicks it back. Oropesa up to Kashmir. Kashmir, it rolls off the corner. Shot on goal, no, it's wide to the right. Vince Aragon will carry it forward, 2:05. Aragon, referees blow it dead. Must have been an offside, but he was on the other side of the yellow. As Colton Ord goes through a man. That is Christian Marquez. We haven't seen him a ton, but he's getting some good play time right now. Colton Ord again. Big smile on the face. Big mustache on the lip. Another shot in. It was Castañera. Vince Aragon, no gloves, doesn't need them. He's going long. He's looking as it is Benjamin Rogers up there, and did it go out? Yes, they say it did. Jose Jacobo. Colton Ord gets the interception. Reflected up. Rogers bodied out of there by Jose Jacobo. Buys Munoz the gloves. Oh, nice reflection. And that's going to be a foul. Played the man, not the ball. It's clock kill time right now for the Rhinos. Castañera, shot right now? No, he'll slow it down. Irving Santa Cruz. Castañera to Santa Cruz. Santa Cruz takes the shot. Ord gets it, and then it's reflected back to Edgar Perez, who's got his 4th goal of the game. And El Paso, that will all but do it as they've now lead this one 12-7. An impressive start to the existence of the El Paso Rhinos. As, I mean, really the difference in this game was that 3-minute stretch where they put up 3 goals. .49 on the clock, 12-7. Vince Aragon, the runners looking for the goal still because differential does matter in M2. Rodriguez gets another goal. Doesn't want to be tied with anybody for most goals today, so Chiva knocks home number 5. Jaime Rodriguez, always so good. Look at Chiva again. I mean, through the man's legs. There was no opening for that goal. You can't score that. It's impossible, but when it's Jaime Rodriguez, everything is possible. The man from Mexico knocks that one down. Rodriguez gets his 5th goal. 41 goals in 12 games back in 2018-2019. And another goal for the Rhinos here. So the Rhinos respond quickly. Look at it again. Caught him sleeping. Looked like Luovano. Or pardon me, that was actually Gerardo Arianas. And it's just beyond the reach of Michael Stevens. Michael Steven hoping that he could get to that ball quicker, but 19.1 on the clock. The Rhinos still will have a 5-goal lead. Santa Cruz, back to Munoz. Munoz launched long, Colton Ord. Stevens goes up for that one. He does get it, and it's a head-to-head contact. Stevens will be blue carded on the play. Right now, Froylan Ramirez trying to argue the case. Head contact is something that the M2 has been using as a point of emphasis. It's a point of emphasis, to quote M2, or the Major Arena Soccer. The Major Arena Soccer League is a point of emphasis. The contact to the head, face, neck region of players will not be tolerated. What raises this play to a point of post-game review and penalty is the following, which shall establish ongoing standards for the Commissioner's Office and Discipline. A deliberate act outside the game of play, a blow, strike, whether or not closed hand, open hand, headbutt, elbow to the head, etc. I don't think this one would ever really merit a later review as they were going up for it on the header. Irving Santa Cruz will be helped to his feet. Take a look there at Coach Familetta and the runners. They'll have some more work to do. They were putting in the work all off season, but they'll have some more to be worked on before next week's game against the Bombers, who the Bombers came up short in their first game just like the Runners, so both those teams will be searching for their first win next week. Clock still rolling. 2 seconds. Popped up in the air, and that will do it. So the El Paso Rhinos FC take their first game as an organization, and they leave it with a W on the strong play of Moises Munoz. The only man who could really keep keep up with him was Jaime Rodriguez, but Jaime unfortunately was not enough to carry the New Mexico runners across the finish line. So Munoz, 19 shots against, 11 saves there, giving up the 8 goals for the El Paso Rhinos. They got 4 goals from Edgar Perez, 3 from Mario Arrieta, 2 from Pedro Castañeda, 1 from Israel Balderas, 1 for Emler Portillo, 1 from Jose, and 1 from Christian Marquez there late at the game. For the runners, 5 goals for Jaime Rodriguez. Vincent Aragon got 1, Colton Oord got 1, and Josh Garcia got 1 with assists from Michael Stevens and Daniel Sanchez on that one. So that will do it on this Major Arena Soccer League 2 broadcast. I want to thank everybody involved with our broadcast here, and thanking you for watching. 13 for the Rhinos, 8 for the Runners. Have a fantastic night.